My sister looked me in the eye in front of a judge and said, "Pay up or step aside." My parents stood behind her, nodding. I wasn't just betrayed, I was erased. But that day in court, I promised myself one thing. If they wanted a war, I'd give them one, and I'd win. You never expect betrayal to come from the people who raised you. You never expect the ones who kissed your scraped knees as a child to stand in a courtroom against you. But that's exactly where I found myself 6 months ago. In a courtroom, staring across at my sister, her lawyer, and my parents sitting proudly beside her. And all because of one lie. My sister, Clara, was always the golden one. Blonde hair, soft voice, perfect smile. She was my parents' pride. I was the quiet one, the career girl, the one who never smiled enough. When I bought my own apartment at 28, my parents said, "Maybe now you'll finally settle down like Clara." When I refused to bail Clara out of debt for the third time, my mother whispered, "Family helps family, you know." But family, as I learned, doesn't mean loyalty. Sometimes it just means blood. It started with a phone call. Clara's voice trembling, fake tears. "I need your help for the baby." Her baby, her son Ethan, was one I had adored since he was born. So when she asked to borrow some money for his medical bills, I didn't think twice. I wired her $25,000. 2 months later, I learned the truth. There were no medical bills. She'd used the money to pay off a gambling debt. I cut her off completely. No calls, no texts. I was done. But Clara wasn't. 3 months later, I got a letter, a court summons, filed by Clara and supported by my parents. They were suing me for child support, claiming that I was financially responsible for Ethan because I was his primary caregiver while Clara was recovering. It was insane, false, impossible. But legally, they had paperwork. Old bank transfers, emails where I referred to Ethan as my boy, photos of me taking him to school. It looked bad. And my own parents signed affidavits against me. The day of the trial, Clara looked perfect, dressed like a victim, eyes full of fake tears. My parents sat right behind her. My mother even handed her tissues. When the judge asked Clara to speak, she said calmly, "I just want what's fair. My sister has always had more. I'm struggling, and she refuses to help her own nephew." My father nodded. My mother whispered, "So true." And then came the moment I'll never forget. The judge asked me to respond. Before I could speak, Clara turned to me and said, loud enough for everyone to hear, "Pay up or step aside." Everyone in the courtroom gasped. I didn't, because that was the exact moment my anger went cold. I didn't fight back right away. I smiled, thanked the judge, and quietly gathered evidence. I hired a private investigator. We uncovered what my family didn't want anyone to know. Clara's gambling debts, my parents' hidden offshore account, ironically funded by the money my late grandfather had meant for me, and the fake legal documents her lawyer submitted. I didn't confront them. I waited. On the second hearing, their confidence cracked. My lawyer presented everything. The hidden accounts, the forged signatures, the debt trail. The courtroom fell silent. My sister's face drained of color. My mother's eyes filled with tears. My father tried to speak. The judge cut him off. The ruling was clear. Case dismissed and all legal fees to be paid by the plaintiffs. They lost everything. Their money, their credibility, their golden reputation. But I wasn't done. I sued them back for defamation, emotional distress, and falsified documentation. I didn't want money. I wanted their peace, and I took it. Within 6 months, their assets were frozen. Their house, gone. Clara moved in with a friend, her social media accounts deleted. Meanwhile, I adopted a child. Not because I needed to fill a void, but because I wanted to give love to someone who'd never have to earn it. A year later, I got a letter from my mother. "We miss you. We were wrong. Please come home." I tore it up. Because home isn't a place. It's peace. And I finally had mine. They said pay up or step aside, so I paid them back with silence, success, and truth.